Yes, some of these agreements by law have to be adopted by ordinance. Some are resolutions, so you're wondering why are some ordinances and some resolutions? Just because that's the way the law provides. So tonight, the commissioners will consider introducing an ordinance for a financial agreement between Nutley and KINGSLAND as a medical school. The financial agreement obligates the medical school to make payments in lieu of taxes, otherwise known as pilots, to the township. This is the agreement, along with the others that I will outline in a moment, that ensure that Nutley will receive money from the medical school property, which could otherwise become tax exempt. And we want to make sure that the medical school is going to, Nutley is going to get a financial benefit, an immediate financial benefit from the medical school. Now, the financial agreement only applies to buildings 123 and 123A, that lot, which is after the subdivision, lot 1.03 and lot 201, consists of 2.29 acres. The rest of the property, both in phase 1 and the property outside of phase 1, will still be taxed in the same way as every other property in town. A couple of points about pilots. One, pilot payments are by statute based on one of two statutory formulas, either a percentage of gross revenue or a percentage of construction costs. Neither formula really works in this instance. We needed to figure out a way to have the negotiated pilot payment. In order to enact and to have the negotiated pilot payment, as we have done here, there must be redevelopment area bonds or RADs. To have a RAD under the law, you can negotiate your pilot payment. A RAD is a bond. It's a bond issued by the town to help fund public improvements and energy efficient parts of the project. A RAD for this project is $1 million. A few points that I want to make about redevelopment area bonds, and particularly the redevelopment area bonds in connection with this project. Point number one is that this RAD will be non-recourse to the township. That means if the project goes bust, Nutley taxpayers are not on the hook. These bonds are secured only by the pledged portion of the pilot and not by the taxpayers of Nutley. I repeat that. The bonds are not secured by the full faith and credit of the township of Nutley. They are only secured by the pledged portion of the pilot. The pledged portion of the pilot is the principal and interest on the bonds. And that amount is in excess of what the pilot payments are. The pilot payments technically have a pledged portion, principal and interest, and an unpledged portion, which is the payment that you make to the town. Point two, an affiliate of the redeveloper of the medical school is purchasing the RAD bond. So we have a buyer for the bond. It's not going to be the general public, but I'm sorry you can't invest in this project in that regard. That bond will be purchased by an affiliate of the medical school. They will own their own bond, which again means that for some reason the deal goes bust, there is no risk to the taxpayer of Nutley. The risk is entirely on the redeveloper. Point three. The RAD does not increase Nutley's net debt, so it has no effect whatsoever on Nutley's borrowing capacity or on the interest rates charged to Nutley for future borrowing. Point four, the RADs are non-callable, meaning that the redeveloper cannot defease the bonds, which can't pay them off, rid themselves of their pilot obligation. Under the law, if you're making pilot payments, that party generally has the right to opt out of the pilot. Now, if you have a nonprofit that owns the property and they opt out of the pilot, they don't have to pay taxes, so they don't pay anything. call so that they cannot pay off. And that preserves, along with the other things that I'm describing, obligation on the part of Kingsland Medical School to continue to make these pilot payments to the town. Two benefits from redevelopment area bonds. One, they enable Nutley, the developer, as indicated, to negotiate in terms of the pilot payment. So we're not stuck, we would be stuck into one of two statutory formulas that really didn't work for us. But two, along with the other documents, the redevelopment area bond is a critical component of the overall project because, again, it ensures that Nutley will receive revenue from the medical school for many, many years to come. Now we get to what's very